voted for her, and she is here. Thank you for your preferences on iKeysRacing community polls. And today at the Autodromo Carlos Pace, also known as Autodromo de Interlagos, give a huge welcome to the Dodge Viper, Chrysler Viper, SRT Viper in the last leg of production, American muscle car monster. Thanks to your votes, she will be our choice for today, and so thank you very much for showing a preference. iKeysRacing will be more and more oriented to give you the access to actually craft the channel as you like, with the majority of preferences. And this 10th chapter of You Choose I Drive, it's not here to finish, but just to be more and more present into our community. So welcome back on iKeysRacing, Marco from Monza. Ciao. Thank you very much for watching massively the last couple of videos, and especially for voting and giving me your preferences to then choose which would have been the car to be driven here at Interlagos for the episode number 9 of the WEC 2015 fake season, but just for the sake of telling the last time that WEC was massively fulfilled by manufacturers between P1, P2 and GT, and was also 10 years ago, and so the match is working, luckily for me. 10 years ago there was the last appearance of the WEC in Brazil at the Interlagos Autodrome, and 2024 has been the year of the comeback for the WEC in Brazil with a huge success. So maybe it is the right thing, while we approach the half of this fake season, to actually pass in Brazil. You did choose with the polls this beauty, this monster. Will be a pleasure and a delight for myself to drive with you and for you this car. 1 hour race, simulating 6 times more, and hopefully scoring some points or some decent results. I must say also a huge arigato, spasiba, dankeschön, thank you, merci beaucoup, obrigado, muchas gracias, and in Italian grazie, for responding massively well, astonishing well, to my recent request of presenting you the fact that every 10 viewers of iKeysRacing, at least 8 were not subscribed to the channel, and just 2 out of 10 were already actually subscribed to the channel. A channel that is free, that always will be free, and if one day will become monetizable, we will do together a lot of good things for charity, with the low, medium or high amount of money that maybe one day we will face together. But the response you did was something out of any reasonable idea, thinking. I don't even know how to express it, but just to say really thank you from the bottom of my heart, because in a couple of days you literally made explode this channel with more than 500 subscribers. We are almost close to 700 now, and was something absolutely unbelievable for me, because I was looking every here and there on Google Analytics, YouTube Analytics, how things were going after asking in the last 2 videos to be possibly closer and closer together. So you did something special. Maybe now that you have subscribed, it will become more and more bigger. There will be more views, there will be more likes, I don't know. I mean, seems that something has changed. And I can only say thanks from the bottom of my heart just to you, that you clicked a simple button, but it's like a movement of wings of a butterfly that has created a thunderstorm, or at least a thunder maybe. Let's say a hurricane, Huracan, like the Lamborghini, sorry. A hurricane somewhere else. And maybe the right phrase was something like more poetic. Nonetheless, the result is incredible. So really, I'm still shocked by this, but thank you very much for replying so heavily. It's not important to become, I mean, the first community channel in the world, but what we can do from a certain point onwards, I think, deserves, and it's more important than anything else. So thank you very much. And again, once more, arigato, spasiba, thank you, merci beaucoup, danke schön, obrigado, muchas gracias, grazie. Let's go on track. Let's go to see the first qualification sessions. Let's have a quick look to the car setup prepared, and then let's go to race. Thank you again to you all out there. Thank you. Car setup that has this figure where I start with 5 laps or 4 laps, 25 liters in the tank. Ciao blue. Rev limit to the maximum 6100. This is the figure for the braking bias balance. I jump a second front and rear suspension systems. More details in a couple of seconds. Steering lock the maximum 23 degrees. The caster, rear tires, front tires. The longer the position close to the ground of the front end diagonal, the more the stability, the balance at high speed while cornering. But here there aren't really too many long corners at high speed. Instead, I noticed that with the maximum degrees at 7 degrees, there was a loss of performance in the 2 hairpins present in the circuit. So I decided to actually move the front end from here to something like this, not vertical but a bit diagonal, and helped a bit to be more quick while cornering with low radius corners, but you will see it in the qualifying lap. Wings, splitter, 2 at the front is the maximum, 9 out of 12 at the rear. Anti-roll bar, front maximum -1 notch, toe in instead of straight wheels like this, and then when the car pushes the front end they become straight. Rear anti-roll bar detached, toe in positive instead, rear axle traction. They will start to rotate, they will become like this. It's a physical phenomenon, not Marco science. Gearing up to 250 kilometers per hour, the top speed, not more. Differential 3/4 blocked, 1/4 free while accelerating. While coasting or lifting, half free, half blocked, just to, as well like for the caster, to corner a bit better, to make the car close the corners a bit more. The advanced setup, it's always at the maximum -1 or 2 notches, just to give a bit of breath to the front end, despite being very stiff because the engine and the majority of the weight, having also a long hood, the majority of weight of the car is on the front axle. Minimum ride height, as well as the rear, even if maybe 1 centimeter more is a bit better. Almost always with GTR2 and Power and Glory, no caster for me, no camber for me, sorry, at the minimum, just to make all the tire be and have the footprint on the asphalt. The rest is like you see. What we can do is accelerate a bit, make the qualification a bit quicker, monitoring a bit what will be the lap time for GT, especially because it is the category where we are, the class where we are involved today. So yes, we already have some lap times. While practicing, I did run around 137, 138, so it was an offline 3-day practice. Scares me a bit because maybe I will be not very competitive here. Nonetheless, we can have a look to the P1 category with Audis and Rebellions. Maybe, where is the other Rebellion? No, sorry, just one Rebellion, because we start, sorry, let me stop the time, because we start with this current classification, and so with the balance of presence instead of balance of performance, just one Rebellion running today. 3 Audis, 2 Toyotas, 2 Porsches, and 2 Nissan GTR LM Nismo, and as always the CLM P1 ByKolles. In class P2, the 2 Honda HPD, the 2 Ligiers, the 3 Gibsons. For what I remember, there's another Gibson somewhere else. No, because sorry, we are just 30 cars. And I've added also the Stracca Dome S103, that is similar to the Gibson from a sponsorship and livery point of view to the one we have driven in Austria at the A1 Red Bull Ring. Then in GT class we leave the Ligier and the HPD in the top 3. Here we are. Ferraris, Porsches, Ferrari, Aston Martin, still because just one Porsche, given how many points Porsche as a manufacturer already have in the classification, the current classification. So with the balance of presence, we will try and hope to actually remax and reshuffle a bit the current classification while we approach the half of the season completed, and the second half will continue to give the possibility to have a very battled championship to the end. I know that with the GTR calendar manager, GTR2 calendar manager, you can create classes adding weight like a sort of balance of performance, but I've not tested enough this feature so far, so I do prefer to go on this way, but I will introduce also this feature very soon on our iKeysRacing channel community. That's it. I think we can target a 138 at least, so come with me in the cockpit, let's have a look to the beast and then go on track. So welcome into the beast, quite a modern American car despite still being a muscle car, really capable to give everything you want to your driving style. Auto clutch, let's go out from the pit. Speed limiter, and what to say about this incredible monster? Well, first of all, that is beautiful to be driven, really. It's a car produced and not anymore on the market unless you take a used Viper, but at the end of the 1980s there was this crazy idea at the Dodge department to create a new concept, a new muscle car that actually was, and that was finally on the market starting from 1992, initially produced by Dodge, then absorbed by Chrysler, and then by FCA when Fiat repurchased Chrysler under the Sergio Marchionne CEO activity and management. Let me pass the Audi. Okay. If you hear whistling, it's my blue crimson Rosella named Blue. She lives free in the house. And so this incredible monster was really a tentative to do something like a Chevrolet Corvette, but maybe more inspired by something like the AC Cobra, just to mention another incredible muscle car. Why? Because it was a rude car, for sure, conceived as a rounded, smooth monster. Let me warm up tires in the first lap. Conceived monster, thought to be something really closer to the roots of American muscle cars as the AC Cobra was. So originally the car also was a cabriolet version of the concept Viper you see nowadays. V10 engine, naturally aspirated, 8 liters capacity, 400 horsepower available with the first original trim. Then exploded into something more powerful, more refined, but still having these rounded and smooth shapes. That we know very well. Then yes, the last version, after Dodge, after Chrysler, after FCA, Fiat, repurchasing Chrysler, the final SRT producer realized what we see today on track up to 2017, then the production has been stopped. Toyota to be led by. And at the end this car had still the V10 engine, but up to 650 horsepower, so already a sort of race car for real, with 8.4 liters engine capacity. That was phenomenal. I remember as a child, well, a young boy, more than a child, to actually drive for the first time this car, playing a Need for Speed 1, was my favorite, even if not the quickest car around for the game. And it was pure pleasure, so thank you for again choosing with your votes this monster that anyway, even if I wanted to have more rear wings, seeing how quick I'm on straights, having similar power output to other cars, maybe I will regain a bit of grip, because I'm running really with a too low rear wing. Let's try also this lap, man. We will stop. Wow. The drivability, guys, the drivability. Being so long, the car has already a a lot of stability and downforce. Track limit. Okay, sorry, back in the pit with anyway decent lap time, I must say, even if not the quickest, but at least we are in the pack of the best. 37.7, ciao Blue, and 37.9 for us. I think we can increase a bit more the rear wing and maybe keep the sixth gear as it is. We shouldn't have problems. So I would let go the timing to the end. I'm happy with this performance. It's anyway my personal best without pushing too much, and also honestly driving while talking, so in pure relax. And maybe we can think to actually finish on the podium if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in front to be passed in 1 hour. There is a famous reply of Antonio Felix da Costa. Hello Antonio, so nice, so smooth guy, that in a 24 hours Le Mans edition of some years ago was asked how does it feel, Antonio, to start in P3 for the 24 hours of Le Mans. He replied, well, I had 1 full day to pass 2 cars and win the race. And it's our case almost, just 4 cars to be passed, 5 maybe. So let's stop the accelerated time, let's go to the qualifying number 2 and quickly absorb also this part of the weekend, while Blue, it is singing for you. Do you want a YouTube channel? Yes? Okay, we will create a YouTube channel, okay, for you. Are you happy? Okay, seems yes. Sorry for not showing Blue, but one day will maybe come to my shoulders and will be easier to do together a community channel. Obviously about perros and not motorsport. Anyway, 30 minutes to go. Rebellion of Up to Imperatore Hammer still on top. 3 Audis following, a Toyota, a CLM ByKolles Lotus, ex-Lotus P101, dividing the 2 Porsches and the last Toyota. Ligier and Honda HPD still dominating the first 3 positions in the LMP2 class. The Nissans so slow, we have seen together at Zandvoort how difficult it was to drive this car. Then Ferrari, Porsche, Ferrari, Aston Martin, us. Then there is a 1 Corvette, a similar muscle car as our Dodge Chrysler SRT Viper GTSR. Anyway, a beautiful monster, a beautiful lady. It will be a pleasure to drive this choice you made. The only thing I would do is go up for the race. 95 liters, 18 laps, lasting 26 minutes. Maybe we can risk to avoid a final splash and go. We will see, because 26 plus 26 does 52, so we lack 8 minutes of race. Maybe we will save some fuel here and there. And I would not touch anything else. The car setup to me seems absolutely perfect. I would go also for the medium compound because the soft one tends to overheat. And now that qualification has ended, we can go directly on track. Sessions of free practice and qualifying on the go. 1 hour race time, changeable weather in case. We will start at 13, finishing virtually at 1900. Rolling start as usual. 29 opponents with us will be 30. Realism. We'll get a simulation difficulties, automatic clutch because we will use the pedal shift on the steering wheel, custom daylight acceleration that will simulate 6 times more each minute, so 1 hour of race equals 6 hours, twice the tire wear, twice the fuel usage. That's the summary of everything. Let's go to race and wish me luck. On track, where we can see, as usual, the beautiful presentation of all the cars involved, seems that also there isn't the usual bug here, so it depends on circuits and tracks more than on the qualification and type of timing you dedicate to free practice, qualification and so on. The new Stracca Dome 01, similar to the two Gibsons like these. Luckily just one chosen by the game, but we will keep them for the rest of the season depending on car slots available on each track. Here we are, so not badly placed, and the rest of the field will be quite a tight battle. Few cars for each class, but I think it will be very nice. Indeed. Okay, welcome back in the cockpit. First gear auto clutch for a sequential gear shift. And sorry for the graphic, maybe we will have more a look to the left mirror. The internal one will be a bit covered by the classification, but still visible. And so let me declare my love for your choice of driving today the Viper SRT 2015 edition, produced up to 2017. She arrived on the market on 1992, thanks to the crazy idea of Dodge designers and engineers to actually reproduce a sort of modern AC Cobra. They succeeded indeed. This was a real muscle car, smooth and rounded when everybody else from a design point of view was choosing squared shapes like the Lotus Esprit, the Ferrari F40, or where the American muscle cars back then were not like the Viper. So when she arrived on the market, it was a toy, but a beautiful toy. To me it was a complete shock, honestly. I fell in love immediately with her. She has been always my preferred choice, together with Japanese cars, Honda NSX on top. And in my dream garage I would have had an Honda NSX Ayrton Senna edition or Alex Danardi edition, and a Dodge Viper. Then, from a pure resemblance of an AC Cobra, she became a winning car, because it's not only the 32,000 units in excess sold, it's not because just the V10 engine, naturally aspirated 8 liters from 400 horsepower up to 650 in the last edition, produced by Dodge, by Chrysler, by FCA, Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, when Sergio Marchionne, rest in peace, decided that it was not right to stop the production. She is and she was the base also of a sportive Alfa Romeo scene years later. Produced by SRT like this one up to 2017. Once went to race in 94, won the 24 hours of Le Mans in the GT class. If it wasn't for the fake GT Dauer X Porsche Group C 962, produced in 2 units and with a regular plate. So technically won the 94 edition of the 24 hours of Le Mans in GT class, the Viper, just undressed by useless thing, because she was anyway a car purchased in a saloon. Then arrived the Team Oreca, developed the GTS version back then by Dodge Chrysler, and won Le Mans again. For a decade has been the strongest contender to be beaten for Ferrari, for everybody. Green flag. Let's try to block here. No space to pass, sorry. And even as a 8-cylinder car, engine car, won or stayed competitive up to the end of its career. So we were between 90s, mid-90s. Ooh, no, it's not Gran Turismo. Sorry, too heavy for the beginning. So the successes of the Vipers were there easily between the mid-90s up to the mid-2000s. Then obviously technology has improved and we arrived to modern GT cars that are technically GTs, but they are prototypes dressed like saloon cars. So what a pity to not see anymore a Viper running an official event. Also because with me at the wheel could be quite a difficult task to win with this car. Sorry for the mistake. So first lap gone. I let you in the link description. Ooh, I'm steering a lot. I let you in the link description a nice documentary to watch about this monster to complete the storytelling about her. Touched already with cold tires. Richardson Smith Ferrari F458 Italia P24 with a Corvette at the back. Blue still whistling. Let's warm up tires, then we can push very much. 3 minutes gone. Let's save a bit of fuel since here, because I don't know the real consumption. I've not made a simulation of the race. The grip is coming. So back behind Richardson Smith Ferrari private entry. Maybe you can attack immediately with a touch also. Bravo Marco, yes, best. Let's use the torque. Much more useful than the raw power while exiting corners. Sorry for not the force feedback, my goodness. You see 5 lights or 6 on the steering wheel, but look at the bottom right corner for the real limiter of GTR2. Here. Lost a bit the contact with McDowell Reese. Okay, now tires are warming up completely and the grip is coming alive. I feel strong in this point. I can maybe take more space for myself and close the racing line. Back to Bergmeister. I don't remember the other drivers. Wow, the understeer here is crazy. Must stay very focused on it. Sorry for blue. She's thinking I'm talking to her. Lovely parrot, always screaming. We'll add for sure an original sounding to our videos. Yes, I feel very strong here. I can do a lot of passes. Yes, lifting a bit. And indeed using an higher gear is much better to come out from corners. Maybe not a lot of top speed, and a better driving line is suggested, Marco, before the final straight. Okay, maybe we are P3. Just have two Ferraris to beat today, because seems that we are part of the pack of the quickest, luckily, despite our P6 in class. Where we started. Be smooth. Defend rightly. It's incredible how low revs has this engine, but still like the Audi turbo diesel engine 10 years ago, 15 years ago at Le Mans, or the Peugeot turbo diesel engine, all conquering. Oof. Very demanding. Is a very drivable unit. And having so high torque that maybe I don't want to be wrong, but I do remember a figure of 80 Newton for 80 kilograms. Don't remember. There is a strange figure of torque discovered was like a truck. Blue, come on. I'm not talking with you. Ooh, seems that Collard Perrodot have some issues very early in the race. Maybe we can pass both now because they are very slow. They slow red down. No, oh, Cameron Griffith. Oh, stupid Marco. You talk too much. Blue has gone because she has seen how poor I am while driving. There's a bit of traffic and the Toyota leading. Even if in first position there is Albuquerque Jarvis with an Audi. So this Toyota maybe came back from the pit. Yes, Willie Davidson P20. with the quickest lap time. So now back at the back of the Corvette, we raced in Spa-Francorchamps some weeks ago, 4 months. Oh, sorry to Conway Sarazen, but I'm battling here. Okay, Collard Perrodot in front. They definitely had issues. Passed by everybody at this point. So maybe they had a drop in performances with tires. Also the Ferrari of Richardson Smith is absolutely slow. And we can pass them outside now. Too optimistic. Let's prepare the pass here. No, because there is the Toyota. Maybe we can take the slipstream. Come on, Marco, come on, stay there, stay there. Steering. It must be wider and wider unless the Viper suffers the understeer, and I tend to stay too far from the ideal racing line. Let's use a bit of fuel. Because I don't want to lose the link with the top 3 positions. Bit of lift and toast almost. Sorry. To Richardson Smith, still in the back, but P17, yes. Obviously the P16 is almost fake because prototypes, Marco, are strangely stopping. Okay, much better like this. Let's stay in the slipstream like a juice. Let's suck it. Definitely, Ferraris for sure have problems with tires. This is there's another left car. It is our Viper together with the Ferrari, because Albuquerque Jarvis is the Audi in front of us. A hybrid e-tron 4. So I don't know anymore where we are in the GT class. Let me read the classification. Bergmeister is the Porsche in front. The double race should be an Aston Martin. Traction, more power, more torque. Internal. Okay, now let's defend. Touched by the... Thank you very much. This is war. Thank you very much. Okay, 2 prototypes to let go. Three prototypes to let go. There's a bit of traffic here. Save a bit of fuel if I can. And there is also a Rebellion arriving. Bang. Go baby. Not very competitive today, the Rebellion, apart from the pole position. And still Bergmeister actually blocking everybody. Again. Choose the internal line. Understeer, okay, defended. We should have a bit more of space. I'm so weak while braking here. Touch the curb. The LMP passing on the left, G drive. Now, Canal Pla Rusinov, I don't remember which car was. The Ligier passing now, because maybe of some issues with the fuel. Many prototypes actually stopping were not planned. Bit of engine brake, playing with the gears, as you may have noticed. The Straccadone arriving at the back. Okay, we take the draft. So we should get McDowell race before it's too late. Cameron Griffith. Ooh. And coming Estre, I think. "20 minutes gone. And half of the tank used at this point. Even a bit more. There's a touch here. Okay, McDowell is in front and Cameron Griffith. The blue-yellow Aston Martin and the Ferrari there. Well, I was talking about possible emergency of tires for Ferrari, but Ferraris plural. It's not that my tires health is better than the others. Because the green area of these lean rectangles on the top left corner is definitely gone. Toyota. Sorry, not seen until the last moment. Drop of frame rate, right? There's a yellow flag. Yes! I was not hoping for it until the end. I said to myself, you will crash. Yes, they are in crisis with tires. Very in crisis. Too optimistic. Wait for the final straight. Let's be smarter now. Let's follow the slipstream. Also because understeer is heavy. Sorry, a bit of relax. 7 minutes to play with the left fuel in the tank. A bit wide. Can go side by side for here. No, they close. Maybe here. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, yes, yes.
Keep working
okay.
all 4 tires, please. Keep working all 4
yes,
tires.
yes, I'm doing all the time. We don't have to remind everybody.
Let's try to get away. Go away. More aggressive lines. Who cares for the tires? Okay. It's a P10 fake because prototypes will come back. It will stop as they do. Marco. Don't touch the grass. Don't touch the curbs. So should be a P1 in class. Yes, I do not see any other famous name related to GT class. No. Tires, ciao ciao. Gone. Okay, 4 laps in the tank should mean 6 minutes more or less on track before the stop. Let's try to stretch it a bit. Yes. Tires went forever, so we drive more careful. let me say that the sound of the engine on board looks very similar to a turbo diesel engine of a truck. And it's beautiful. Always loved diesel engines, especially on race cars. Audi and Peugeot demonstrated it can be a winnable solution. Who knows if one day car producers will finally explore the hybrid technology with an engine with a diesel concept for real. Motorsport has demonstrated it can work even alone, more robust, and an 80 liters petrol engine anyway sounds like a truck engine. And I've always been a fan of sorry, touch the Audi. Damages? Yes. 10 seconds added to the pit stop. I've always been as I was saying, a fan of high glitters engine. I think the American solution of over touch those to the ground. Another second and a half added to the pit stop. Bravo Marco. Because I think that when you over produce something, then you can calibrate it over designed compared to the usage needed. And enjoy the result. Sure, it's not a screaming engine, but who cares? Oh, finally, decent line. 5 seconds over Chilton Genet with the prototype LMP1 Nissan coming back from the pit. Short shifting to save a bit of fuel and so to require less fuel in the pit. It will save some seconds. And I must admit that compared to the Corvette played at Spa, having a so low rev engine doesn't actually give you the feeling of screwing up the race, of going fast. But in reality, you actually are quicker and quicker because of the torque. Okay, where is my pit stop? Well, maybe I've put the limiter too early, so I would say as it is, and repairing also the small aerodynamics damages. Let's see where we go. There are also some GT stopping. Crazy that a car like this won Le Mans, but They did it back in the mid-90s. There is an Italian, Mattia Drudi, the son, no, Luca Drudi, the father, Mattia is the son, actually running in IMSA, GT Fanatec, sorry, that won that race as an official Oreca Chrysler Viper organization. Said that at the end of the race, to bring home the car, they received needs of staying 20 seconds, sorry.
All clear. Go, go, go.
Okay. Received the mission to run 20 seconds slower than usual, than the maximum performance. Cold tires, Marco, remember. Cold tires, Marco, remember. Cold tires, Marco, remember. Okay, 27 minutes to go. P20 overall. Let's see within the GT after all the pit stops what real position will be. I let internal side for prototypes, who is Porsche 17, okay, and anyone else? Warm up tires, Marco. Okay, maybe it's time also for front headlights. The concept of driving a low rev engine is crazy, because you don't feel a screaming engine pushing you forward, but you feel just the low rumble and the push at your back. Going down, I've seen a bit of sunset. Thank you to the Rebellion, now in the lead. If they win again, the next race will not have Rebellions. The balance of presence. So in front we have Cameron Griffith. It's the red Ferrari, 100 meters far from us. Dalla Lana Lamberti, Aston Martin. Nigard Sorensen, here we are currently P4, so out of the podium. So let's grab at least a position, because if they will not stop, it will be unreachable. We have 40 seconds of advantage. Very risky here, and yes, the Ferraris still have, at least the Cameron Griffith one, tires problem. They are so slow, even last lap Nissan go by. Touched. Come on. Let's take the slipstream. Let's scare them. I don't have enough top speed. Late movement, we go. They stopped. We are first. Canal Plarusinov LMP2, Conway Sarazen Toyota P1, Kane Leventis P2 Gibson, P9 Webby Davidson Toyota, Chilton Genet Nissan, Krum Plathink the other Nissan. Yes. We should be first in class, so it's just a matter of bringing home the car. If I do rightly, if I do right my calculation, "20 minutes, 1 minute and a half for each lap should be 15 laps race still. No, 11 laps. I must save fuel because it will be not enough. Because we run 1 minute and a half, so 20 laps, more or less, we will do 14 to 15 laps, 13 maybe. So the fuel is not enough. Now there is a gamble on the go. I can do short shifting, hoping that coming extra will not reach us. They have 4.3 seconds of gap. .4 now. Are they suffering with tires? Are they suffering with fuel like me? But I must do anyway a couple of laps slower than I was doing before. Now wait. Cameron Griffith coming Aston with the MP2. So we will have technical indication, like Luca Drudi perfectly explained in the 1995 edition of Le Mans, 96, don't remember. Be quick and effective, but 20 seconds. Then your best lap time and save the car and bring the Dodge home. So coming extra can go. Touched also, sorry. Did you give me back something I did give you before? So yes, 10 seconds over Cameron Griffith. Let's bring home this baby. With a gamble, not stopping anymore even if needed. Because even if I go like hell, I will never reach, I don't know, let me say 40 seconds to do a splash and go. What a car, guys. Thank you for choosing this monster. Very precise. She absorbs everything you do. Prototype, so we can't handle so much. Not a specific purpose-built car. We led by ByKolles Lotus CLM P101. We did drive in the first appointment of WEC 2015, was the Silverstone venue to welcome us on a prototype. Minutes to go. Audi passing and overlapping us for the 100th time, as well as the Porsche. So they are Fastler Lotterer P1, P2, P3. Feature of the Viper, I remember about reading my past magazines, was that in the first edition, don't know then the following ones, of 92, the Cabrio version, Barchetta version, I don't know how to call her, let's say the more similar to the AC Cobra. to actually respect environmental needs of the US government for vehicles and traffic. I do remember there was the economy button. You mechanically had to push this button, and being so high in torque, the engine, you could switch directly between first and fourth gear, jumping the second and the third, to keep the engine low in revs, and so to make less emissions. And it was crazy because the Viper, for what I remember, in the sixth gear, that was more for highway usage, was crazy if thought to be imported in Europe, because in sixth gear at 100 kilometers per hour, for what I remember, you were capable to do 20 kilometers with a liter of petrol. For an 8 liters, engine was absolutely crazy. But this is the concept of the overcruise, overdrive Americans have. So you keep a high capacity engine low in revs with a high gear, and you do ages of fuel usage. Crazy. Cameron Griffith, still 11 seconds, so maybe our costing is paying dividends so far. 10 minutes to go will be a 7 laps race. We have 9 laps in the tank, if real. Almost a lonely race now. What a line, what a racing line. Sorry. Up to Imperatori passing now, on top di Grassi Vidal, the other Audi. P10 is obviously overall, but fake until all the prototypes will be passed. I think for the last stint they did. They have 10 liters in the tank, I don't know. Sometimes there is this bug for prototypes. Maybe it could be useful to manually change initial fuel on board. Front end gone, definitely gone, plus a bad line by myself. There's something at 2 seconds, it's kind of plus Usinov. The moon behind the grandstand. Almost 1830 simulated, 6 times quicker than real time. Go. Okay. Yes, even the braking action is not grippy as it was before. 7 minutes to go. Shouldn't be in danger. for the victory in class. Or maybe we are also overlapping. The Bergmeister Porsche at the beginning of the race did create some issues. No, it's not the Bergmeister. Yes, it is Bergmeister. It's the only Porsche today available. Catch me. Canal Plarusino went by. The Corvette in front. Once more without the rear bumper. For what I see from always. They always lose it every race and they show a missing graphic inside. Five minutes to go, 3 laps, maybe 4. So the economy run for the Viper was a button triggering the mechanical switch, as I was saying before. And as a young boy with friends passionate of motorsport, automotive, etc., it was crazy to think a Dodge Viper in 6th gear running on an Italian highway consuming just 4 liters every 100 kilometers, or doing 20 kilometers per liter of petrol. My Ford Fiesta 1.2 liters in 5th gear at 100 kilometers per hour constant was doing more or less the same fuel consumption. So remember I told to my mother, but sorry, if the Viper costs 10 times a Ford Fiesta, 7 times a Ford Fiesta, but does the same consumption, why don't we purchase a Viper? It's much more fun than a Ford Fiesta. She said, you're right, I understand you even if I do not understand you from a technical point of view, because I'm not like you passionate about motors, engines, cars. Keep in mind that our Ford Fiesta, it is my Ford Fiesta, dear Marco, has 75 horsepower. How many horsepower does the Viper have? I said, well, 400. Okay. Every year you have to pay €1 for each kilowatt of power of your car. There is a fuming it's a prototype, or it's an Aston Martin? It's a prototype, also an Aston Martin, but it is not raining. I mean, we are just fuming because reliability. Sorry. So she said, let's go out from this smoke. So she said, if you're willing to pay every year €1 for your €1 and something for your Ford Fiesta 65 kilowatts, 75 horsepower, no problem. If you're willing to pay €1 something for 400 horsepower or 350. Come on, let's find a job for you, and then you can consume all the fuel that you want, because the consumption is the same. So I said to my mother, understood. I go on with my studies. And that was my first introduction to car insurance, annual taxes for your car. Very explicative, I must say. And apart from my silliness, may my mother pardon me, and you too. I mean, you pardon me, not my mother. Pardon you. 1 minute to go. The race should be over in a couple of seconds. Luckily, maybe we will save one lap. We saved a lot of fuel, enough fuel to actually be here in an overall unreal P11 after prototypes doing so many pit stops. One day maybe we will fix also this. Nonetheless, at the beginning has been quite a enjoyable race, very fought. After the pit stop we managed to understand, at least I did, that we were in a good position at least to finish on the podium, and for what I see also to win the GT class. So yes, one more. With Chilton Genet at the back while I finished tire grip. An Audi passing, and on top of an MP, because another time a Rebellion they will be banned to race. For the next 10 races maybe. We complete our last lap with the second part of the race more calm, I must say. Just me chatting while driving badly. I'm not one of those capable to talk and drive very quickly like Nils Jusenfeld demonstrated on his channel. Nonetheless, I've been so lucky to celebrate with you your subscriptions, your choice for the poll. With a final mistake, and we can finally approach the pit crew on the wall to say wow, 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 wow. Oof. So in the Brazil night, we say hello to the Dodge Chrysler SRT Viper that you have chosen from the community polls page. Thank you very much again for doing it. Thank you very much for subscribing. It's quite a moment to say we win the class in an almost unreal way. It's a P11 overall, not really real, and it's anyway a pleasure to be here to say we have driven together this beauty of the past at this point. The win was not, in my view, in the first 20 minutes, I must say. So let's go to the pit and let's figure out our performance and our classification. And so this is the final figure for the race of today. Let's start with the P1, Rebellion Racing winning again. We will fire everybody at Rebellion, but so happy to see this name on top of the field. Two Audis finally scoring more points than before. Porsche as well, almost closing 2-3-4 for Audi, if it wasn't for the did not finish at the last lap of Timo Bernard, Hartley Webber. P6, Cafferriuzzi, Tramber, P1, CLM P101. I do remember that with all the experiment of our classifications, WEC season 2015 has 10, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1 points from the first to the sixth of each classification, each class. P2, Kane Leventis Watts, Straccadome, Dolan Tinknell Gibson of 015S, Cumming Estre Vantor Ligier JS HPD, despite not finishing the race, Canal Plarusinov 4th, Hirsch Lancaster Paletou Gibson 5th, and 6th is Derani Gonzalez Yakaman with the Ligier JS Nissan powered, so no HPD Honda powered cars arrived to the end. So the LMP2 did very badly from a performance point of view, apart from the Straccadone. GT, we win together the class, followed by McDowell Reese Stanaway with the Aston Martin, Collard Perrodot third with the Ferrari, fourth and fifth two Aston Martins, Nygaard, Sorensen, Tim and Castellacci, Goethe, Hall, sixth Chevrolet, Corvette, the Ferrari of Richardson, Smith, Tordorf, so close in some stages, as well as Cameron, Griffin, Mortimer, while we were racing, unluckily did not finish the race actually. So that's another shuffling, mixing point about what happened in this simulation, with at the end our P11 overall position together with the other GT that looked fake, but there were many retirements in P1 and P2 classes. But also we were, after 1 hour of race, just 4 laps far from the leaders. Obviously with a real 6 hours maybe we would have had, I don't know, 20 laps of gap, and the LMP2 would have been much more far from us ahead. But anyway, from the current classification that you have seen before, but here we will have new points for all these cars mentioned, and so the new classification is the one here on the screen. So really an enjoyment, I would say. The first part especially was very fighting action against all the GTs. Then many, I think, had more troubles with tires than us. Maybe the setup was decent this time, and so we clinch a victory that recently I didn't get very easily within GTR2 Power and Glory game. So I must say once more, arigato, spasiba, dankeschön, merci beaucoup, muchas gracias, obrigado, grazie, and thank you for subscribing, for reacting so massively. Thank you very much, really much appreciated your effort. I hope to bring to the channel more and more and much better things seen so far. Thank you for watching also this race. If you don't mind to push also the like button, would be magic. If you have comments, suggestions, blames, claims, whatever you have, you will be, and you are, and you always will be very welcome. Let's hope to actually watch hours and hours of our videos as soon as possible, so we will reach subscribers and viewers monthly at a minimum level to ensure to become profitable, and then we will start together to do some charity actions. That is, to me, the most important thing we can do all together. So again, thank you very much, stay very well, be in a good shape, in a good scenario of life if possible. Best luck, best wishes to you all. Remember to stay into keen racing as well, and see you in the next appointment very soon. Bye bye, ciao, grazie, and best wishes to you. Ciao, thank you very much. See you very soon. Ciao.